Just few slot machines. I don't understand a lot of games, or I just know a little bit of roulette. But I just spend maybe a couple of dollars. That's it. Yeah.
So you don't pretend to be James Bond or anything?
No way.
Sandeep, tell me, when you look back at where you are now and you initially got involved in real estate, why were you attracted to real estate to begin with?
Okay. First of all, I'm really thankful to the entire Remax management. It's basically a privilege and honor for me, John, to be with you today. When I reflect back, while I was studying, while I was working, I've been a sales professional for about 21 years. I've traveled to about 35 countries, reading books and going to seminars. I noticed that the most powerful and the richest influential global business leaders, such as Donald Trump or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, somehow or the other have made their wealth through real estate. That is what attracted me to the real estate industry. And it's been approximately 8 years since which I've been watching real estate as a property investor, and that has been the main focus which has brought me into this industry.
Coming from a sales background, and sales gets an ugly name. A lot of people think sales is like, I'm going to get you to buy something.
Yes.
What part of you was attracted to Remax and the Remax story? What is inherently at the heart of what it is to be with Remax versus just a sales organization?
Fantastic. I have been really fortunate that by the age of 35, I had already traveled to approximately 35 countries. So right from the very beginning, I have considered myself to be a global citizen. While I was born and brought up in India, I lived and worked in Australia. I am an Australian citizen. And during this travel to different parts of the world, one thing which I was very sure is that whenever I step out of the corporate world or the 9-to-5 job, whatever I do has to be at a global scale. I have never ever restricted myself in my sales career to a particular geography. Now, Remax is the world's #1, the biggest by far, and a global leader in the real estate brokerage and international property services business. Henceforth, I thought that with my vision, with my travel exposure, with my entire background, if I associate myself with Remax, it will be a fulfilling career for me. And along the journey of my career with Remax, I'll be able to create what I believe lot of smiles, lot of happiness, and bring joy to a lot of people. One of the mottos which I have been living in my life is the joy that you give to others is the joy that comes back to you. Henceforth, I selected Remax.
And I think that's probably the most powerful thing that I continue to hear over and over again from some of the most successful people. It's a privilege for me because I've spent the last 3 days talking to 33 people.
Wow.
Who are at an incredible level of achievement. But one of the things that I hear over and over again is it's not about the transaction. It's not about the dollars. Those come out of having an alignment or a vision for what you want to provide or deliver. Was that the thing, the alignment of ideals that really made you say Remax has to be it, even beyond it just having global reach?
Oh yes, the alignment of ideals is a perfect description of what you have said. Whatever I read about Remax and my observations in Australia and also in other parts of the world, and my interaction with Sam, who is Remax India's chairman, my interaction with Anand Choksi, who is our broker owner. We are really very proud that yesterday we won the global award for the single broker office, and that is a first. It's a big win for Remax India. Having been born and brought up in India, I have always lived by values of honesty, integrity. I could see that in the brand power of Remax. It automatically resonates trust. And since it resonates trust, it was an immediate connection for me. Not only that, John, when it comes to real estate, You might have heard that majority of the marriages in India happen through what is called an arranged marriage system. When you go through arranged marriage system, getting married is obviously one of the biggest ever life-changing events for any couple and the families. In India, we say that once a couple gets married, it is not just the couple, but the two families coming together and living together for a lifelong in ups and downs of their life. In fact, on minute observation, what I came to the conclusion is that after marriage, buying a home or dream home, and most people all across the world, more than 95% I believe, are able to buy maximum 2 or 3 homes in their entire life cycle. In a developing country like India, that is even lower. It could be 2 or 1. A generation could buy 1 home, and then the next opportunity would be with the next generation. So what I observed is that while buying a home, it is a hugely emotional and also a financial, it has a very high impact where the entire family gets together. Real estate, when it comes to living in your dream home or where it is for investment, for a dad, the money which you get out of it could, get your daughter or son married. It could, send your son or children overseas for higher education. It can solve a lot of problems. Henceforth, if I as a consultant am able to put across the right property to the right client, I firmly believe, and I definitely can feel the emotions coming out of my clients by helping them, that they are, blessing me. Whenever and every day when I wear the Remax badge, somehow I'm able to connect with what is called a global and a higher power. It is not just that we are the biggest real estate company in the world. It is not a matter that we are present in about 90 countries. It is not about that we have about 6,500 offices. But it is the way we have a presence, the way we are able to help our clients professionally, and the way we are able to create smiles and joys in their life. That is something really very important, and it touches my heart every single day.
When you look when you look at your country, where it's been and where it is going, obviously Remax is not the only brand in your country, or in some instances, there are people who are practicing real estate and they're not associated with any brand.
Yes.
What is it your hope in terms of transformation of the marketplace, in terms of how it operates? Is the ambition to create a more professional system?
Yes, John. In fact, back home in India, real estate still today is not a regulated industry. It is not a licensed industry. There is no formal qualification or training. Anybody off the street can become a real estate agent on the day whenever he or she decides to become a real estate agent. So while we have some other brands, Remax by far is the biggest and the largest as a corporate brand in India. I've observed that in developing countries in the past, wherever Remax has gone, in about 3 or 4 years or 5 years, the industry gets regulated in that particular country. Even in India, we are absolutely on the verge of it. The real estate regulation bill right now is inside the parliament, the biggest ever seat of democracy of India. If that gets passed very soon, which we are very hopeful, because we right now have a very, very stable government, then it is going to revolutionize the entire real estate industry. Obviously, the regulations and rules will firstly apply to developers, then will go to real estate brokers like us, and then on consumers, right?
And who benefits?
Absolutely the consumers benefit. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Because in India, you might have heard that we have what is called a parallel economy. Real estate as such, whether it is all the stakeholders, whether it is the developers or the investors or your normal mums and dads, it is still fraught with danger. If you do not take the help of a professional consultant, you could actually make the biggest ever mistake of your life. And if you make that mistake, you do know in your heart that that can affect not only that generation, but the next generation as well. You could put a lot of your loved ones into debt. Henceforth, I'm really glad that Remax is in fact way far ahead to embrace this change of regulation, because Remax agents like me are thorough professionals. We get through the global Remax and the network lot of training, formal and informal, lot of conferences such as this, and the huge network of dealing with successful people. Remax in US, in Canada, or in other developed countries is a proven system, it is a proven model. I feel that there is no need to reinvent the wheel. I absolutely am confident that Remax offers you the complete package. Let us say, for example, if you were to make a dish, Remax, I believe, offers you the recipe, complete recipe of what you want to do, how you want to prepare the dish. It is now up to you what ingredients you pick out of that and how you customize it into your geographical area and matching your personality. It is absolutely, as mentioned in the book, Everybody Wins, creates an automatic win-win formula for all stakeholders. Henceforth, I'm really confident that we will be considered to be the leaders on the forefront of transforming the entire real estate industry in India. Real estate is a very, very big industry. I firmly believe that it contributes about 3 or 4% of gross domestic product, GDP, of the huge economy of India.
And the economy of India is growing, so more and more people will enter into it.
Yes, we have a lot of multinational companies. If I can just draw a parallel example.
I mean, the economy is rising, right?
It is. If I was to draw a parallel example, IT or information technology has been a growth driver for India. I believe that real estate and construction, or real estate construction and infrastructure, will now become a major pillar to take India to the next level. And we are fortunate to be in the right company exactly at the right time.
Okay, one more thing. That was room tone. You're done.